Hey, Ashley, are you ready to start our lesson over cremation?
Cremation? Adrian, we're supposed to be teaching a lesson about communication.
That's not what your text said. Actually, it says right here we're doing a lesson over cremation.
You're right, I'm sorry. My phone must have auto-corrected.
Honestly, you're fine. I probably should have double checked. Cremation sounds kind of out there anyway.
Communication plays a vital role in the functioning of an FFA chapter as well as an officer team.
Without communication, plans and events will fall apart, and that is why it is so important that you successfully communicate with your officer team.
In this activity, you will see just how important it is to have proper communication when trying to achieve a goal.
Your goal will be able to draw a picture that we describe to you as close to description as possible.
We will now give a brief presentation of the activity we have planned for y'all.
Ashley, draw one big circle in the middle of the page.
Next, draw another smaller circle inside of that larger circle on the left top side. Directly across from that smaller circle on the top side, draw the same small circle. Finally, draw a crescent moon facing upwards inside of the lower half of the larger circle, right below the two small circles. Now, Ashley, your final product should be a smiley face.
Now is the time to get out your pen and paper. We are about to begin this activity. First step, draw a medium-sized circle in the left portion of your paper.
Next, draw a larger circle below and to the right of that first circle. The first circle should now be on top of that larger circle, and the two circles should be connected.
Next, draw a triangle on the left side of the first smaller circle. The triangle should be on the outside of the first circle and attached to it. Then, draw three small half circles on top of the first smaller circle. These circles should be right next to each other. Next, draw a triangle on the left side of the first smaller circle. This triangle should be on the outside of the first circle and attached to it. Then, draw three small half circles on the top of the first smaller circle. These circles should be right next to each other.
Next, draw another small half circle below the triangle. This circle should be attached to the first circle you drew, just like the triangle.
Then, draw a small oval inside of the first circle and color it in.
Then, draw a medium-sized oval inside of the larger circle you drew at the beginning. This oval should be in the middle of the circle and should be tilted downwards. Next, draw three long half ovals on the outside of the larger circle. These half ovals should be touching and should be placed on the right side of the larger circle.
Next, draw two straight lines on the bottom of the larger circle. They should be attached,
going straight down and parallel with each other. Lastly, draw three small lines on the bottom of the straight lines you just drew. This should result in both larger straight lines having three small lines coming out at the bottom.
And just like that, you're done. Did any of y'all guess what we were describing? If you guessed chicken, then you are correct. If your drawing looks nothing like a chicken, that's okay. Somewhere in our directions, communication was lost, or you simply did not understand what we said. This can be applied to your chapter. When you are giving out instruction, announcing events, or planning an event for your chapter, it is important to communicate effectively. Otherwise, things will get all jumbled up, like some of y'all's chickens.
So far, this year has had its challenges. We aren't yet sure on what will be available to us as students and as FFA members. That is why it is so important to stay in touch with one another. We live in an age where technology gives us the power to communicate with anyone at almost any time, so we need to use that. Just because we may not be able to see each other doesn't mean that we still can't communicate with each other.
Now that you and your officer team can see how important communication is, we hope that you can take this back with you to your chapter and work and make the best year yet.